Friends, this is Kiki Rogers with Kiki's Keys to Unlocking Your Best Life. And this is a show that comes on weekly. Stories of friends who have survived their worst and are now living their best. And I'm here with a special friend today, Jeff Plevniak, with
Live Once Adventure Planning.
I was messing up the first time. Live Once Adventure Planning.
That's
Thank
right.
you. Live Once, and you spell it differently. That's why I paused, because I will see it written in my head differently.
So it's spelled kind of like a custom license plate. LIV, the number 1 CE.
That is
Adventure
so
Planning.
fun. Live Adventure Planning. And what do you do with Live Adventure Planning?
Live Once Adventure Planning. Getting people out and doing exciting things, not staying in the day-to-day activities, and just getting out and living life to the fullest.
That's awesome. So anyone who is either living in Tucson or traveling to Tucson, if you're looking for some adventures to do, Jeff's your guy.
That's right.
Oh, that's cool. Well, we're here with Jeff today, and Jeff is helping me interview our guest, Ms. Jennifer Turner-Jones. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello. How are you?
Good. And talk right into that mic there. Sorry, audience can hear you.
Hello.
Well, we're so happy to have you. You are with Southern Arizona Book Heroes. Tell everyone a little bit more about what Southern Arizona Book Heroes is.
So what we do is we put duffel bags full of children's books into our police cars. So when there's a car accident or a DV call or something, then the officer gives a book to the child to distract them from the situation at hand.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's so clever. I mean, thinking ahead about that child's needs in that time of need.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that concept? Or I believe we've shared a little bit, you and me, about our childhoods. We have kind of similar, lot of abuse and exposure to some things at a young age that kind of shaped how our lives moved from there. Do you mind sharing a little bit more about what that was for you?
It's a part of who I am and what I become. And I personally was abused when I was younger, and was taken away from my family and put into a shelter. And in that shelter, there was books. And I would hide in a corner and just read, because I did not want to be in my reality. And I just wanted to escape. And books gave me that escape.
Wow. How old were you at that time?
13.
13 years old. I remember some of those pivotal books I read at that age. Do you, Jeff?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What were some that you kind of escaped reality through in your childhood?
I was actually into Stephen King books, not necessarily the not necessarily the comforting books, but it got my mind away from other things that were going on in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common to use books as an escape. Yeah.
I was really obsessed with Nancy Drew and the Babysitter's Club. And
Oh, yeah. I love the Babysitter's Club. My mother had the Nancy Drew books. They were like blue and yellow, from
my
the
mom
70s.
loved Nancy Drew also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, books definitely can be a great escape, but I think you're touching even on a deeper level about a child who is not growing up in the most perfect of situation or experiencing a trauma. How has this organization, how did it kind of come to be? How did you get started with it?
dreams.
Dreams.
I heard about a program similar to it in Ohio, and so I work a full-time job, and I work with a lot of police officers and stuff here in Tucson, and I would just throw the idea out there and be like, how do you feel about this idea? And I got a lot of positive feedback, and so back in 2019 I started the process to become a 501c3, and we just passed our 5-year anniversary on February 25th, and just it's growing by word of mouth, and it's just it's growing a lot.
That's awesome. So it sounds like you had the idea, you heard of it before, but you tapped into your own childhood. How did those experiences shape who you are as Jennifer Turner-Jones?
So at first, I just did the books and was just like, we're going to do this. And about 2 years into the program, kind of dawned on me, wait a minute, I was that child. And it took me some persuasion by friends and family to share my story, because for like 28 years I never talked about it, I never shared it, nothing. And then all of a sudden it's out there, and now I'm doing a radio show about it. And it is just I'm not scared anymore or ashamed for what had happened to me in the past, for it is who I become, and it's helping. And with Southern Arizona Book Heroes, it has shown me that it is so much more than just giving a child a book. It's about giving a child hope. It's about giving them strength, perhaps healing. Like, in all honesty, this organization has helped me heal from my own personal past. And the more I talk about it, the more I share about it, the more healing I become, I feel.
During those 28 years, when you said you were holding it like a secret, was it that fear or was it the shame that kept it a secret for you?
Ashamed. I didn't want people to look down on me, like, how could you let this happen to you and everything. The abuser really got it stuck in my head that it was my fault. And in all reality, people who are out there listening, please know that abuse is never, ever your fault. And I used to say that I was a victim, and I'm not. I'm not even a survivor. I'm an overcomer.
Oh, I love that.
That's
an
wonderful.
Overcomer. Yeah. Jeff, does that resonate with you?
It does. It does. I really believe that books are a way, even more so than movies or anything like that. Books are a way to get into your inner self and figure out who you are, and to use your imagination to create the story on your own. Really does bring something out in yourself and figure out who you are and what you need to do to heal.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I get that holding that in for so long. For me, it wasn't until 2014 that I started to really talk about my own childhood and my own experiences, and being able to be okay with saying, yeah, these things happened to me, but they don't define who I am any further.
Yep.
But that's not easy to do.
Oh no. It's amazing how many people will come up to me after a speaking engagement and just thank me for being the voice that others can't be at this moment.
Wow, that's awesome. We're going to come back and talk more about that after the break. If you do want to call in and share about how you've either experienced positive experience from Southern Arizona Book Heroes, if you want to share your story or share about how you too experienced what Jennifer did and had to get over the shame of childhood abuse to do something different, please call in 520-790-2040. Otherwise, we would not be here without our sponsors. So I want to take a moment just to thank We Care Tucson. We Care Tucson does have a golf tournament coming up on May 23rd, and it is called Tee Up Tucson at the Arizona National Golf Club at Sabino Greens Drive in Tucson. So if you need to get more information, or if you want to donate medical supplies or electronics to We Care Tucson, you can reach them at 520-514-1588. Sarah Sauter's Luxury Real Estate with the Tucson Homeowners Magazine that just came out in February, and with Nancy Jones, Crossroads Coaching with Nancy Jones. Please reach out to our sponsors and give them some love for being on the show. And Jeff, why don't you just share a little bit more about Live Once and Live Once Adventures and how people can get a hold of you?
So Live Once Adventure Planning, we have daily adventures. We have daily adventures at the local hotels downtown. We have skydiving, biosphere tours, helicopter photo flights, stuff like that. You can reach us at 520-971-4411 or liveonce.com, LIV1CE.com.
I love that. That is so cool. So we're going to go into the break now, and when we come back, we'll hear more from Jennifer and about what all of the great things happening at Southern Arizona Book Heroes coming up. You know, I have to hold back from singing along to that every time. I love that intro. That is so much fun. We are turning L's into lessons. This is Kiki Rogers with the Kiki's Keys radio show, here with Jeff Plevniak and Jennifer Turner-Jones. Okay, I keep feeling like I'm switching it around in my head or something. Jennifer Turner-Jones of Southern Arizona Book Heroes. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Kiki.
Well, I do want to let our listeners know we gave the number here at the studio if you want to call in, 520-790-2040. But I also do want to let you know if you are experiencing an abusive situation, either within your relationship with a partner or as a child or anyone who feels like they need more help, please do call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. But we have to really give a lot of kudos to Jennifer for being an example of how one can overcome those childhood traumas. So thank you for being here and sharing that with us.
Thank you for having me.
This is quite remarkable what you're doing with the Book Heroes. So as you're saying, you've been around for 5 years, started out getting books in the hands of police officers to have for kids. How has that grown since then?
Ooh-wee. So when I first started, I was like, okay, Tucson Police, Oro Valley, the Sheriff Department and whatnot. And here we are in 4 years, and we are in 28 departments statewide.
That's amazing.
28. Wow, I didn't even know there were so many.
Yeah, so we're all the way up in Prescott Valley Highway Patrol, down to Nogales Police, to Bisbee, and we just added 9 more departments. We are going into the U.S. Border Patrol, and those bags will be delivered probably within the next week or so. And I never imagined that we would grow like we have. Like I said, Tucson, cool, I got this. And to be all over the state is just absolutely remarkable. And it's all by word of mouth.
Is it?
Yeah.
And I got to see you at the Arizona Bowl
Yes.
with your flag for Southern Arizona Book Heroes.
Yes, and that was our first year there.
Was
and so
How was that experience for you?
it was absolutely amazing to be around so many different nonprofits that help our community. And just to be part of that, it's just, there's no words to explain. There are just so many amazing nonprofits out there. And
Tucson definitely has the highest concentration of nonprofits.
I think it's
for
over
any
like
city.
20,000.
They do.
It's insane.
But it's not easy getting a nonprofit up and going and to keep it going for 5 years so strong. What were some of the first lessons you had in that?
To just to have faith in myself to keep it going. And when there's a tough spot, it's just a obstacle, just like in everyday life, you know. And so you just have to believe in yourself and that you can just jump over that obstacle and conquer it. And I think we've done pretty well conquering.
You're doing great.
So-
How do you tap into that for yourself? Or like, I stumped you there for a second there. I mean, like when you're not feeling strong or you aren't feeling faithful, how do you muster up the faith?
So one thing that I used to do as a child, along with reading, was write and journals and such. And so I find myself writing again when I do have doubts. And then I just go back and I look at it and I'm like, okay, so what can I do as the founder of Southern Arizona Book Heroes to not make this an issue or whatnot? And then I read a lot of like self-help books on nonprofits and organizations and business and leadership and everything, and just try to learn.
You seem to surround yourself with a lot of positivity as well. Is that kind of part of your strategy?
Yes. There are a lot of naysayers out there in the community, and you have to keep those out of your head and just be like, go ahead and be a naysayer. I'm going to be a yay-sayer.
You have to surround yourself with the right people for sure.
Yep.
That's true.
And I have an amazing new board that just started in January, and they are just exploding with greatness right now. And it's just, I'm hanging on tight for the ride.
That's awesome. Jeff, how about you? What do you do when you're feeling depleted of faith and you know you need that to keep going?
I go out on a motorcycle ride.
Yeah,
A little
I
bit of
love that.
adventure in there.
Uh-huh.
Adventure for me is definitely an outlet and definitely a reset. Also reading. I do a lot of self-help books. I do a lot of things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get the knowledge and experience in my head about people that have overcome the challenges also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think being a mirror of the fact that we can get on the other side, just being that example for others too, can really be infectious. And that's why I do the show, is that opportunity to share those positive stories out there.
Yeah, proving it to yourself is proving it to others also, and you're helping the community also
Well,
when you
that's
overcome your challenges.
Really smart.
Yeah, the way I look at it is I had a really dark past, and I've turned it into a light, and not just for myself, but for the kids in our community and our first responders and everybody. So
I gotcha. Yeah, turning it around. So we talk a lot about books. I mean, that's the majority of you guys say you do a lot of reading and writing. What books are you guys reading right now that you recommend for others?
actually, right now, I am reading a book called What Is Your Why? Which is interesting since we were talking about it. So
that is. You just starting to break open the cover, or are you almost through it?
I'm like page 2.
Yeah.
Still breaking the cover. But
I got a lot of books I got to page 2 on myself.
Just trying to sit there and find the time and everything. It's kind of a challenge, but
you're doing it because it helps feed your soul.
yes.
That's great. What about you, Jeff? What are you reading these days?
I just finished a book called The Power of Purpose, which was an awesome book. Again, needing to believe in yourself in order to overcome your challenges. Mm-hmm. But right now I'm getting into a book called The Happy Pocket Full of Money, which actually gets into quantum physics.
Oh.
And it's a little bit difficult to get through. I'm on chapter 3.
Finances and physics combined?
Yes, it's a little bit different. It was recommended to me by a prominent business owner here in Tucson.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Yeah, one that's been recommended to me a lot recently was Atomic Habits.
I have that book.
Just brought up to me again yesterday. I'm like, I got to get into that one pretty soon.
That's on my bookshelf.
Is it?
It is, yeah.
It? Yeah, that's another
I
good
haven't
one.
opened it, but it is there. It's on the reading list to do.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm. Well, I love that we have so many wonderful resources available to us, both as a community as well as just, technology these days, that we can get books in the hands of people even easier, especially smartphones and audible books. Are you guys just collecting regular bounded books, or what? How can people contribute to Southern Arizona Book Heroes?
So we accept only new books because we do not know if the book the child is receiving is the only thing that they can call their own. So we don't want secondhand books, used books and whatnot. We do have a book fair coming up at Barnes & Noble next weekend, to where if you go and purchase a book and you go check out, and you're like, I'm here for Southern Arizona Book Heroes, then a percentage of your sale will come back to us, and then we go back and spend it and get books.
Awesome.
So
how can people visit that? What days and times does that happen?
It's going to be on April 6th, next Saturday, from 9 to 7. 10 to 7, 9 to 7, whenever they open.
During normal business hours at Barnes & Noble. Which Barnes & Noble
The
again?
East Side one, the one on Broadway in Rosemont.
On Broadway in Rosemont on Saturday,
April 6th.
Saturday, April 6th, guys. Go ahead and get to Barnes & Noble, because that's going to help support the Southern Arizona Book Heroes. How else can people get involved or find more information?
You can go to our website, southernarizonabookheroes.org, SOAZBOOKHEROES.org. And we have our annual golf tournament coming up on June 2nd, and so we are looking for golfers and sponsors.
Oh, another golf tournament? Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I think there's like one a month that I know of. I'm like Just getting into golf myself, so I'm like, lots of opportunity there to
Yes.
swing a club.
It's called Birdies for Books.
Birdies for books?
Yep.
Oh, that's perfect. And if someone wants to be a sponsor or get involved with the golf tournament, how can they reach you?
They can go to our website or they can give us a call at 520-475-9662 or go to our website.
Well, that's awesome. We're so glad to have you here today, Jennifer. Thank you for giving your time and also your story and being so open and vulnerable with us and our listeners. That's wonderful.
Thank
Thanks
you for
so much,
having
Jennifer.
me. Thank you.
And Jeff, I'm so glad you're here. Your eyes
Glad
are
to be
just
here.
lit up. Your smile is huge. I love your energy. And talk about positive people in your life. I am so blessed to get to know you and have you in my life.
I have a few positive people in my life. My dad is definitely one of them. He's overcome a lot of challenges. He's somebody that got me into adventure also. So he's probably the most positive person I have in my circle right now.
So what kind of adventures are you connecting your clients up with right now?
So right now we do have a biosphere adventure, skydive. We can do either indoor or outdoor.
Wow, skydiving.
Jumping from 13,000 feet or just flying around in a tube.
Okay.
Zip line. I do a petroglyph experience that's over in the Tucson mountains. We go and we check out 3 petroglyph sites, a little hike and a little lunch at a picnic area at the end.
Oh, how exciting. And so if someone wants to get involved with some of those adventures, whether they live here in Tucson or are visiting, how can they reach you?
Sure, it's 520-971-4411 is the phone number, and www.liveonce.com.
Live Once, and that's LIV1CE?
That's right.
LIV1CE.
You got it.
Live Once. That is awesome. Thank you for being with us, Jeff.
Thank you, Kiki.
And go check out Southern Arizona Book Heroes, check out Live Once, and definitely throw some love to our sponsors because we couldn't be here without them. So thank you to We Care Tucson, to Sarah Sodders Luxury Real Estate, specializing in Oro Valley and Tucson with the Homeowners Magazines, and to Nancy with Crossroads Coaching. I was going to say consulting, coaching, Crossroads Coaching with Nancy Jones. Amazing program that she has for people who want leadership coaching or just business or life coaching. And then, of course, couldn't be here without the love and support of Country Financial as well. So if you have any insurance needs, you can reach me at Country Financial. That's Kiki Rogers, KIKIROGERS. And this is Kiki's Keys to Unlocking Your Best Life. Jeff, what advice do you have for living your best life for our listeners as we leave?
If you think you want to do it, go out and do it.
Awesome. All right. This is Kiki. Live the best you can be because no one else can do it better than you. Thank you, Jeff and Jennifer, and we will talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye.